A few years back, I found myself at a flea market. This was one of the biggest flea markets in the region. Vendors from all over descended on a sparse Ohio field and brought with them relics of decades past. Decaying furniture that families may have sat on while listening to the ball game. Worn shoes that trudged through century-old mud on the way to work. Recipe books with racist caricatures that would have been glossed over without a second thought. No less dated were the older folks selling their keepsakes. This marketplace that was ostensibly supposed to reanimate a past era of America was only a stark reminder that those days are never coming back. I'm not a cultured, historical-minded consumer. Whenever I get dragged to these things, I usually try to snipe the clueless grandparents selling their kids' N64 games on the cheap. In fact, I wouldn't call myself much of a consumer. I have to consult the mental budget before I buy anything more expensive than $20, and I typically dissuade myself before it gets to that. But this time would be different. We just bought a house and we were looking to liven the space with retro-style art. Considering the present clientele, I resolved to content myself with unironic Americana, and I mentally prepared myself to make an impulse buy. We get to the first tent, and I'm instantly drawn to an open plastic tub of old fold-out postcards hailing from all corners of the country. The vibrant illustrations depict local government buildings, popular tourist destinations, natural wonders and vistas, and people enjoying it all. This wasn't the wall art I was looking for, but it seemed like the perfect fodder to construct collages for lo-fi drone album art covers. I bought 40 of these postcards off an elderly man for $10. He threw them in a paper bag and gave it to me, and that afternoon I threw the paper bag in the closet, left undisturbed for several years. A few weeks ago, I was cleaning out my closet searching for some old Hunger Games VHS tapes, and buried beneath mounds of analog audio equipment was the conspicuous paper bag of postcards. I grabbed it intending to relive that warm spring day at the flea market, but I was greeted with an unexpected surprise. Some of these postcards were addressed: Montreal from 1950, Portsmouth, New Hampshire from 1948, Wisconsin Dells from 1938, Arlington, Virginia from 1918. A few even had messages. Alex sent a postcard from Texas to his mom letting her know that he was heading to camp. Everything was going swell. The Irvings sent their friends in Connecticut a postcard from the Mohawk Trail in the Berkshires. But there was one message that stood out as far more unusual than the rest. January 23rd, 1945, Ironwood, Michigan, a small mining town in the western corner of the Upper Peninsula. A letter from Anne to her friend Betty Jane in New York, both in their teens. Anne writes,
Dear Betty, I bet you think I forgot you. You see, I was in a car accident and I was in the hospital 1 week. It wasn't anything bad, just a few ails here and there, but I never woke up until the day after the accident occurred. But I still can't go anywhere for a while, not even school. That's one good thing. Here is a souvenir of Ironwood. Just a few things about Ironwood. You can see how jerky this town is. Sorry I couldn't send it sooner. I'll also send you some small scenes of Ironwood and a snapshot of myself when I write you a letter. Well, I suppose you have lots of snow there. Yesterday the thermometer went down to 26 degrees below zero. Guess I'll hang my clothes here. And I'll write soon. Love, Anne. P.S. That hospital you see? I was sleeping there for a week on the 3rd floor. The window by the fire escape left side.
Grandview Hospital, where Anne stayed after the accident, is now operated by Aspire's health system. The address she sent her postcard from is now a vacant lot on a dirt road. Anne and Betty Jane have long since passed away, leaving behind loving families, now to be remembered by a chance encounter with a motor vehicle.